All right, Miss Wade, are you ready to take your vested exam?
Yep.
Okay. What should an officer do before using a taser, firearm, or physical force on a civilian?
They should drop their markers. If you're doing the taser, you have to drop the taser. If they're in the car, you do the taser. Forcefully use the gun to defend officers and people around them. I don't know. Do you want me to drop the markers that's saying? So
No, it's okay. You can just tell me.
all right, yeah. You drop the taser one, and then you drop the shoots to disable car. If they're in car, shoots to defend police, officer, laws, civilian. You can drop that one.
Perfect. Do you know what PD violation it is if you fail to do that?
The failure to use the markers,
Yes, what PD violation is it?
PD 16.
No, it's a little more towards the beginning of the list.
The one which there's no other one that says not used in the role playing. Oh, is this not role playing properly?
What does PD 5 say?
Without warning, using firearms without warning.
There you go. That's what it would be.
Mm, you're
All
right.
right. Number 2. What is considered an unlawful or false arrest or detention, and what is the punishment?
That's like PD 12, arresting without reason, and you need to tell them like why they're getting arrested, and like tell them they have the right to remain silent, and then you get a warning for that.
So there's actually 3 different violations if you do that. PD 12 is definitely one of them, but there's 2 more. Do you think you know what those could be?
PD PD 14 and PD 15.
How about PD 1 and 2?
Yeah, PD 1 too. Yeah, PD 1 is also part of it. Yeah, arresting someone without giving them proper reason or falsely accusing them and all that stuff, and not logging your arrest. They all have like punishments that come with doing all of that, because in RP you have to have a reason for arresting someone rightfully, not wrongfully, and you have to like put that you're the one. Like you have to always log all your arrests, because then they keep track. In case if like if someone is arrested wrongfully, there's always gonna be evidence to back them up. That's why you always have your body come on.
Okay. And why is it why is attacking a civilian without proper I'm sorry, let me start over. Why is attacking a civilian without RP reason prohibited, and what is the punishment?
Because first off, you can't just be a police officer and just go and attack someone randomly. That's not proper, and then you get dismissed by doing that, because that's poor role playing. Like you're not role playing properly. You dismiss.
Yep. And what PD rule is that?
PD 3.
Good job. What would you say the definition of subordination is?
Of what?
Insubordination.
Subordination or insubordination?
Subordination.
Um, Basically, like It's like a correlation type of thing, like putting, I don't know how to explain the word, like subordinate, like being under something.
So tell me what PD6 is.
PD6 is not following orders from superiors. Yeah, like being under someone, you have to, like if you're what's it called, an inferior person, like you're a sub, you under, you're like
Right.
what do you call it? Right. You have to respect people on top.
Yes. As a police officer, why is it important for you to follow state laws and server rules as a police officer?
Well, first off, you're a police officer. You should follow the rules. Like you're working to keep the city safe. So you're supposed to be the first line of defense of protecting other people around you and the citizens of West Coast. Like you have to act like a leader and all that stuff. You need to basically what the admins can do to just immediately catch people, you catch them, and you have to be a what's it called, a good role model to other people.
Okay, good job. What vehicles are officers not allowed to use for police work?
What?
What vehicles are police officers not allowed to use for police work?
Their personal vehicles.
And if you do, what PD violation is that?
That's PD violation 10.
Correct. Can you tell me what you would consider disrespect towards civilians or colleagues?
Am I just randomly being rude to civilians, talking to them in a very harsh manner, insulting them, exchanging curse words and all that stuff? Yeah.
Good. Can you tell me what PD violations you would get if you did that?
That's PD Rule 9. You're gonna get a reprimand for doing that.
Yes. Do you know the other two that would go along with that? The other two PD violations?
That will go for and like being rude towards people. PD4.
Yes. One more.
11. PD11.
Very good job. Why is proper role play important during arrest and interactions?
Because like you have to be the character. Like first off, role playing is acting out a character, right? Like you have to be the character, because most people, if you just do something, they're just not gonna understand what you're doing. Like you have to like explain how you're feeling, drop your macros, and do all of that stuff so people know what you're actually doing. Because sometimes if you're trying to do something, they're like, wait, why are you doing this? You ain't drop your macros. They don't know what you're doing.
Good job. And what PD violation would that be if you failed to do so?
16.
Good job. When conducting arrest, what information or proof must you provide or record?
You're a buddy cam.
Yes, and what should that body cam include?
It should include them doing the crime, you arresting them, you putting the violations, and them going to jail.
Very good. Do you know the PD violations if you fail to do that? There's 3.
Sorry, what do you mean? Like, uh,
If you fail to do all those things you just said, what PD violations would it be?
14. PD 14.
That's one. There's two more.
Hold on, let me think of it. Which other one is that? You're all right. There is like about 2 or 3 of them. PD2. Fourteen and 2. I'm sorry, I don't think I know the last one.
You're right. So you said 14, 15, and the other one would
No,
have been
14
12. Huh?
and I know 14 and 2.
So it would be 12, 14, 15.
12, 14, 15. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. Yeah, that's it. That makes sense.
Why do you think it's required to give information about the people you arrest?
Sorry, come again?
Hold on 1 second. I missed it. There it is. Why is it required to give information about the people you arrest?
Because in that case, they can keep track of everything. Like if someone is requesting a supervisor now, and you already you just put them in jail, like that's not proper role playing too, because you didn't get them supervisor. You're violating their rights, and you need to what's it called? Then the police department have to keep log of the people that's in their cells.
Okay. And do you know what the PD violation would be if you failed to do that?
Yeah, 15.
What about 12?
Yeah, 12 too, and also the 14 too.
What are the main responsibilities of a vested officer during training?
A vested officer can be a unbiased officer, recently biased officers, FTO. They can help them, maneuver their way around the PD, teach them the ropes, educate them on the PD rules and stuff, tell them everything they need to know. Basically, supervise their whole thing, answer all their questions, as their FTO. Like, first officer can be their FTO to put them through and help them with tough situations, because I remember when I was still new, I had lots of questions, and I did stress on my FT a little bit because I had so many questions, but he answered everything, and I'm very grateful to the help.
Good. What trainings do new recruits need?
They need their taser training. They need their peaceful and then their aggressive training. They need their traffic stop training, the peaceful one and the aggressive one too. And they need their macro training too.
There's just a couple more.
Those are the ones I did.
Did you do ride-alongs?
Oh, the ride-alongs and then the driver's test. Yeah.
Okay. You said taser training and a tour, so you're good on that. What about showing them how to log arrest and do body cam?
Oh, that one ain't nobody taught me how to do that one. I learned that myself. I just learned that myself. Nobody taught me that one, so I didn't even know that was a training.
Right. So it's not a training that we log, but it's something that you want to help people so they do know and they don't have to figure it out on their own.
Yeah, sadly, I had to figure out mine myself. That's why I didn't think it was even a training to even begin with.
Yeah, me too. Me too. What is the difference between an unbadged and a badge officer?
Well, As a badge officer, if you're going in the 1012, you're not allowed to leave the vehicle because, first off, what are you going to do? You can't interact with any civilian. But as a badge officer, you can interact with the civilian, you can help out on the first floor. On badge officer, you can't do that because you're still under like a probation, you're still being watched, you're still learning and all that stuff. And as a badge officer, you can actually help out on the field. You can interact with civilians as long as you have a vested officer with you. Yeah.
And what's the difference between the vested officer and those other ones that you listed?
So as a vested officer, you can actually train recruits. You can train people on how to do things. You can put them through, and you can go on patrols, 10 by yourself. You can put the 1 point violations. Badge officers, they can't put the 1 point violations. They can only put the 2 and the 3s. But as a vested officer, you can put the 1 point violations, and you can do 10-12s on yourselves. You know that, yeah.
Well, you did really good for being so nervous.
I don't know, did I pass or did I have to try again next, please?
No, you passed. You did a really good job.
Oh my gosh, my FTO gonna be so proud of me.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Literally.
You should be proud of yourself. Just make sure that the stuff that you learn, you pass those things off to the next unbadged and badged officers because you want them to have a good experience and you want them to be good officers like yourself. So make sure you pass off everything that you learn. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, because I didn't even know you had to go do a training. Like, even if it's not a log, I didn't expect you have to do a training to log your arrest. I had to figure out that myself. Like, and it was so hard. So I'm definitely gonna tell people about that because it's actually complicated to actually have to don't know how, when they keep hearing log arrest, and you're like, how you log an arrest? Ugh, it was so confusing. First off, I didn't even know they had to do it on this